Hello, I'm Tommy Moore from the Bartitsu Lab, and strangely for today I'm wearing a gi because I haven't worn a gi in ages, and I got given it as a gift for my birthday. It's got a really cool Karate Kid embroidery on the back. Fucking A, so I thought I'd wear it. Right, in this particular video we're going to be looking at some ballistic atemi waza. Now, atemi waza is essentially the striking principles and the striking techniques of jiu-jitsu. Traditional jiu-jitsu makes good, solid, fundamental use of atemi waza. It's designed to damage and end the fight, not just cause pain or shock. Yeah, it's designed to cause damage, and that damage can be shutting off the computer, a knockout. That damage can be ballistically breaking limbs, breaking bones, otherwise separating consciousness or life out of a person. Hitting the throat, smashing the mainframe so they fall unconscious, whatever you need to do to cause yourself success in a scenario in which you need it. Modern jiu-jitsu tends to take a slightly different approach, where the atemi waza acts as, at best, a slightly stingy distraction before you get kensetsu waza, so locks and breaks, shimi waza, strangles, or nage waza, throws. Okay, but if we're looking at Bartitsu, which is the art that I'm helping to revive and to explore and to experiment with, use of traditional atemi waza in jiu-jitsu is very, very important because it's fundamentally about street self-defense. So if it's about street self-defense, I want to avoid an entanglement. Yes, you need to be proficient if an entanglement happens. What other people call a fucked up tangle, where two people end up clashing, grabbing, clawing, tripping each other. You want to avoid the foot, and you want to knock some motherfucker out, or you want to cause enough ballistic damage on your way in to knock that motherfucker out or throw that motherfucker, that doing so is much, much easier for you. So, you know, your first intention, I believe, with your atemi waza is to cause serious damage, or therefore give you space and time to get to serious safety. And if you can't achieve that, then the next best thing it does is cause sufficient damage, so that you can employ other techniques or other strategies to succeed. And those other strategies may be closing in and throwing, or locking, or strangling. Those other strategies may be pulling your pen or your flashlight out your pocket and smashing them in. That other strategy might just be legging it and phoning the police. Whatever you decide to do. But ballistic atemi waza is very important. I'm going to take you through some of my favorite combinations. I think one of the most important things that is missing from modern interpretations of atemi waza is that people treat it as one and done. So they'll hit, they'll hit with a chop, then they'll grab, then they'll throw. They'll believe that one strike is sufficient. And very, very rarely, unless you're very powerful or you do it in a very sneaky way and it's unexpected, very rarely will one be enough to do it. So you need to get used to being able to ballistically chain and batter this person to put them out, or sufficiently damage them enough that doing something else is as low risk as possible. So I'm going to talk you through some of my favorite combinations. I can't go at full speed or full power here. My phone's going a bit dodgy, which means I can only film in this particular dimension. I can't turn the phone horizontally, so do bear with me. But imagine and play with these at full speed at your own leisure. So one of the first of these, I'll go from a fence, a talking de-escalation or what have you, just to make it simple, no formal stance. First one we're going to go for is a Tatikin, so vertical fist strike, and we're just going to smash this guy straight in the chin. We're going to drive, depending on where I stand, it might be along the jawbone, or if I'm dead in front of him, it might be at the point of his chin. But either way, I'm rolling my hip, my shoulder and my foot into a decent solid Tatikin, a vertical strike. Now, interesting enough, if any of you follow me, you know I'm very much into my bare knuckle boxing as well as my modern boxing. And punching with a vertical fist is the strike of choice for historic bare knuckle boxing for a myriad of safety and targeting reasons. So again, it's a very interesting thing to see that translated into traditional jiu-jitsu atemi waza. So we're going to start off combination number one, Tatikin. We're going to smash this in. We're then going to drive in with a heito, a ridge hand. Now for me, hitting with the hand in the ridge hand, no fucking point really, when you've got this big baseball bat of a thing here. So we're going to go from a fence to Tatikin, heito, and we're going to smash our forearm into his throat. So we're aiming to hit along the artery. If we step a bit deeper, then we'll essentially replicate a rabbit punch, where we hit him where his neck meets the bottom of his skull. So either way, you can force limitation bam, take it into the artery, cause a blood pressure drop. Woo, he should go a little bit weak, unless you're a pansy and you can't really hit. So here, into the artery, or if you step a bit deeper, it might come around the back of the head, but you do need to be very cautious of that. So, Tatikin, Haito. We're going to collapse that now into a chin rip. So I'm going to move hip to hip, and I'm going to grab him under the nose, and I'm going to expose the front of his windpipe, his trachea, and then we're going to drive in a final short, sharp shooter strike. And I'm going to finish with potentially a bite. Again, fear. Fear makes excellent kazushi. Kazushi makes everything else excellent. So if you make an opponent scared, and biting is very scary for a lot of people, being bitten, have their face mangled and chewed on, even just making the noise in the proximity of someone's face is enough to put the shits up people and get them to act and move in a way that you want them to. So again, whilst it seems barbaric, actually if I'm in this chin rip scenario, I can hit. Now I can hit to the front windpipe if I want to cause something real nasty to happen. I can smash to the collarbone if I don't want it to be quite as bad. But still, I need to disrupt and fill this man with fear. So once I've done that, if it hasn't put him out, I bite him, or I feign the bite, which gives me enough disruption to then apply any other type of throw, lock, strangle. But in reality, if you would have pulled this off correctly, a solid right to the jaw, followed by a solid ridge hand or ridge forearm to the side of the neck, a ballistic chin rip. But again, make sure you support his head, because again, we're not looking to really kill him here, we're looking to just put him out. So we're supporting his head, but we have ripped his head up, gripping his nose, then to the trachea if things are really bad, to the collarbone if they're not, and bite. So the flow, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Nice and nasty. So ballistic atemi waza 1. Tatikin, haito, chin rip, shuto here or shuto there. Bite, be nasty, or headbutt if the height disparity is different. Following that juncture, you should have put him out, have him under control, or should find it very, very easy to throw, rag, or do something else with him. Okay, that's ballistic combination number 1. Ballistic combination number 2. We're going to start with the goshiken, the claw. So in Fairbairn combative systems, known as the tiger claw. So this time we're going to assume that we're slightly out of range. We've seen the threat is oncoming. Let's say he starts to really kind of bolt towards us. Let's say he's really starting to run towards us in a very threatening and scary way. So there's no point me waiting to receive him. I might as well crash him. So imagine he's coming at me at great speed. I'm going to burst out with a drop step. So I'm going to step forward with my left leg and smash him with the base of my palm in the jaw and have my fingers towards his eyes. Don't overthink the fingers towards the eyes, because sometimes you can end up hitting with the fingers and then really stifling your work and not getting the concussive power. You want concussive power first, fingers incidentally, if the gods are on your side, secondly. Okay, so from here, we're going to drop step goshiken. Then we're going to caveman it. We're going to use a tetsui and hammer fist. Okay, so we're going to goshiken into his jaw. And we're going to lean into it. He's running towards me. So I'm really going to smash that in. I'm going to drive my body into him. Next, I'm going to follow that, because now the tide's in my favor. Nose over toes, now I'm being predatory. I'm going to step forward with a tetsui. Okay? Once I've done that, I should sufficiently have damaged and staggered him to fuck off. But to aid in my fucking off, I'm going to go with a hitrouchi, a cupped hand slap, and we're going to belt him around the ear. So we're going to go goshiken, tetsui, hitrouchi, but the hitrouchi is for me as I'm fucking off. So I'm not getting in close, I'm fucking off. Okay, so drop step goshi, tetsui, hitrouchi, step off. And I'm gone. And I'm gone. Straight out of dodge. So just slow it down. Goshiken, full momentum. I follow that full momentum through with a tetsui. Wow! I don't want to continue going forward. because I don't know the parameters of the fight, and if I've done this correctly, I shouldn't need to. But as I'm fucking off, as a parting gift, as an adieu, wham! I fire in this hitaruchi. When you fire in the hitaruchi, the tetsui, it's important to go short, sharp, elliptical strike. Wham! And you can smash that on the nose, the jaw, the collarbone, anywhere really in this maxillofacial region. The goshiken should cause concussive impact on the jaw. The tetsui just finishes that up, essentially puts the final nail in that coffin. And as I'm looking to escape, I fire that hitaruchi, cup the hand, whip the hip and the shoulder and the foot like I would if I was throwing a left hook. The hitaruchi has all the same explosiveness to it. And then I run. And there's lots and lots and lots of nerves in the face, which makes me being painfully slapped, not just whipped across the face, but painfully slapped with good body weight, really, really, really painful and debilitating, as you merrily fuck off. Okay. Next one, nice and simple. We're going to do 2 boshiken. Now, boshiken, we're using the thumb tip, not the thumb pad, the tip. And we're going to smash this twice, because I'm a firm believer in the double tap. When you get to really finite atemi waza, things and shapes that look weird, I really believe in doing it twice. Because even the most accurate people will most often, under duress, fuck it up. If we believe that killing a terrorist requires 2 to the body and 1 to the head, why would we believe that our ippon ken or our boshi ken is going to be accurate and final under duress? We don't. So for me, boshi ken failure drill, boshi ken. Notice I'm a bit further away to begin with. Then I step in and follow it through. Then we're going to go with an MP strike. We're going to smash them with the elbow. We're going to get an attachment. And we're going to fire in that hiza, that knee. So boshi, so long range boshi. We index, shorter range boshi. We get closer, elbow. So we have our MP. As we attach, this is a strike as well. Think of it like a shooter. And then we drive in that last knee. Okay, so boshi, MP, hiza. Again. Nice and simple. Nice and simple. Okay, let me just redress myself. Amuse yourself at your leisure. So those are 3 of the drills. Next one, we're going to use a half fist kumite, like so, okay? So we're going to use these knuckles, and we're going to get an attachment, and we're going to drive them like an uppercut, okay? And again, like I mentioned, with finite atemi waza tools, I firmly believe in the double tap. 1, 2, so 2 combatives. Okay? We're then, boom, boom. We're then going to do a zutsuki, a headbutt. We're going to post off and fire a teisho, palm strike. Okay? So, kumade, zutsuki. So we crash in the head, maintaining the grip around his neck. I post him off and smash him with that taisho, smash him with that palm into the face. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Nice and simple. Try and get a ballistic grab with this as well. So if you imagine you're in a fucked up tangle, a foot, we're in this grab here, striking this kumade, straight from there. Boom, boom. Okay, so to recap that one, we ballistically grab, so we get some kazushi early on, we knock him off balance. So we don't just grab nicely, we grab with venom. Fucking come here. Kumade into the throat, double tapping that in, because you'll probably fuck up the first one. Bang, bang, headbutt, step off, pressure. Nice and nasty, okay? And the final one in this Ballistic Atemi Waza series, just stuff to play around with, okay? It's locked down, enjoy yourselves. Next one we're gonna go with, nice and simple. So we're gonna assume that we're a little bit off balance here, that we're facing the wrong way, and that he's managed to sneak up on us. we're going to do a ballistic shooter. And at this range, we're going to hit him with the forearm as opposed to the edge of the hand. Okay? We're going to follow that through with an attachment. So we're going to assume that we've grabbed some fabric on his shoulder. We're going to go Goshiken. We're going to rip out, and we're going to fire one punch to the bollocks. Okay? So from the side, bang, attach. Okay? Goshiken. So we're still slamming this into the jaw. The fingers are incidentally on the eyes now. We're going to rip and tear down. And then finally, bang, we're going to smash this right into the groin. Okay, so nice and simple. Attach. Here. Rip. Hit. And again. And super slow-mo. Just one more time. We're off center, we've turned, we've smashed him with the shuto. We're then going to attach, Goshiken, smash him right in the face. We're going to rip this out. So once you've hit, we're going to drag and rake these fingers down the eyes, and finally stepping close for that final smash to the groin. So to recap the ballistic atemi waza, the first one was the Tatikin, the haito, chin rip, shuto, bite. Second one was dive in with the Goshiken, boom. Go with the Tetsui, bam, and then step off with the Hitaruchi, boom, and get gone. Third one, double tap Boshiken, so ballistically grab, using the tip of the thumb, bang, bang, into the throat. Using the MP into the jaw, knee into the groin. Fourth one, ballistically grab, 2 Combatives, 2 half fists, bam, bam, into the throat. Okay, we're gonna Suzuki, post off, Teisho. And finally, we're gonna be off center, we're gonna shoot him into the throat, we're gonna attach, Goshiken, we're gonna rip, and we're gonna punch to the groin. All of those, really fun to play with. Mix them up with your boxing, with your wrestling, with your other arts, and it's what we do at the Bartitsu Lab. As soon as you've got that, you interblend these things. So you might start then with a savate kick into some traditional jiu-jitsu atemi waza, then into catch wrestling, then move on to the next guy with pugilism. You know, it's about being able to modulate and add in and take away the things as and when you need them. Hopefully you found some of those atemi waza combinations and drills interesting. Apologies for the phone perspective, but again, once you've got them, once you've nailed them, practice them at full speed, on the bags, on the pads, and then with sparring partners once the world stops ending. Hopefully you had fun.